Okay, hello again, all of you. I'd just like to talk about the impact that residential school had on our people. I talked about about myself the other day and yesterday, what had happened to me in the residential school. I had mentioned I was taken to school when I was 7 years old. Didn't get to see my parents till Christmas, summer holidays. And that was real hard on me. But anyways, my people you see on the streets in just about every city, that is the result of residential schools. Our grandpas, grandmas, parents, they all went to residential school. And as a young man, I seen alcohol. My dad used alcohol, and I didn't know why. A lot of his buddies, alcohol. Myself, that's what I did when I left the residential school. When I sobered up, my oldest boy, I had a bad hangover. This was in 74. I was lying on a couch at my in-laws in Calgary. He told me, Dad, he had a face cloth, cold water. I was sweating. He was rubbing my face. My son told me, Dad, please, could you quit drinking? He told me that several times, wiping my face. Before that, my wife used to talk to me all the time. She put up with me drinking. She used to tell me that. But anyways, this was in December. New Year's come around. I told my wife to take me to town to bootleggers Sunday. And every bootlegger was out on the liquor. And I told her, go back home, I quit. I didn't tell her a month, 6 months, a year. I just told her I quit. And to this day, I haven't touched alcohol. And what I had talked about, how horrible, and what Charlie had talked about, the sequel fan, the better. That pipe I hold, I have great respect for that pipe. That's what changed my life. And I know what my brother Charlie had talked about, the young people that are into drugs and alcohol. If they find themselves, if they go their spiritual ways, going to ceremonies, going to sweat lodges, talking to our elders, they're going to go on that road that I'm on today. It's a very powerful and if they go to church, same thing. Go to church. Prayer is very powerful. Just like what Charlie said. We lost everything in residential school. I, for myself, I lost parenting. Took me a long time to give my kids a hug, to give my wife a hug. It is the result of residential school, parenting. I didn't know how to talk to my kids. I thought the way to control your kids is the strap. I've seen many of our young men being strapped. Talking about that, I could just picture my friends standing in the middle of that playroom. We all lined up around the playroom, getting the strap. Every little thing that you do wrong, you get the strap. Some of us never went home from residential school. Taken to residential school, and some of them spent year-round and they never got to see their parents. Especially up north. My wife had a fellow trainer from up north. He was taken away in a plane when he was 6 years old. He didn't come back till he was 16. He told that story while my wife was taking training in Edmonton. Because she said, when I came home, my mom, my dad, grandpa, grandma, they were all gone. He'd never seen them in 7 years. And they couldn't find a way to visit them because they were playing. Those are the things that a lot of my fellow people went through. When we lose someone, a family member, an uncle, aunt, we never get to go to funerals. And all survivors that went to residential school, we learned to steal. I used to like it when I were all cold for the kitchen. Them big stoves that were fired up by coal. I used to steal food. Steal bread, loaf of bread. Let's do a big can of applesauce. And I'd share it with all the boys. We'd go crawling to the garden. We'd steal carrots, turnips, just so we could fill our tummies. Food, get very little food. It is one of the hardest part of my life that I went through. Today, as I stand here speaking, there's just two of us left. My buddies, all of them, they've gone on because of alcohol. And I talk to my friend that's still alive. We always thank Creator. We live to see grandchildren. lot of students that went to residential school went through what I went through. Like what I had said last night, our indigenous people, they love the great country of Canada. They enlisted in the armed forces voluntarily. They didn't have to go, it wasn't their war. But they loved Canada so much they did. And for one, my dad served in the Second War in the Air Force. My uncle served in the Army. He was a gunner. After he came back, after the war, he died from that gas they use over there. So it's a lot of our people served in the armed forces. They wanted our people, everybody, to keep living in this great country of Canada. And again, I'm very proud Medicine Hat people and all these survivors that are here. Just like what I had mentioned, this is what gives me strength. And that pipe I have. If it wasn't for these, I'd probably break down. I couldn't tell these stories. There's a lot more I could tell of what happened to me. And I want to tell all of you, I want to thank you for allowing me to stand here to talk to all of you. So God bless all of you. I